What's up? What's going on, y'all? Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Listen, happy Friday, y'all. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. What's up, Kev? What's up, Tish? I see y'all in the building. Reese, I see you. What's up, Daisy? I see you. Who else is in the building? Y'all go ahead and tap the screen, share the live. Y'all already know how we get down. What's up, y'all? Queen of Wands, I see you. Happy Friday. You ready? That was a good drink. Listen. So I'm on a 7-day fast. I cannot have alcohol. Y'all, when I tell y'all this little drinky drink right here make you want to put a little something in there. Make you want to put a little something in there, but I can't do it. I gotta be good for 7 days. My 7-day fast started today, y'all. So I can't do it. I can't do it. What's up, Marjorie? I see you in the building. Hello. Hi, Inez. How you doing? Y'all know how you just be drinking something and you don't want it to end. That's what a lot of folks in your life, when they be greedy and they drink you down all the way to the bottom and they don't have nothing left, they can't do nothing but slurp. See, because a lot of times when you remove yourself and you make people thirst after you, you let them understand that, baby, listen, it's a reason why you were in my life. You either going to be in my life for a reason or a season. And sometimes people get all the way down to the bottom of the cup and they finally realize how actually good you were to them. Y'all listen. What I had to understand was this right here. I had to be very intentional. I had to start to be very intentional with everything that I did. Including the things that I wanted, the things that I was doing. I had to start to be very intentional. See, when you're not intentional with the stuff that you do in your life, a lot of stuff not gonna make sense to you. I'm just gonna be real with you. A lot of stuff not gonna make sense to you. Just like I got this cup right here. What I just tell y'all, when people finally get all the way down to the bottom of the cup, that's when they realize how good you are. And folks don't realize that. Thank you, JJ. And folks don't realize that at the very end of the day, you have to start to appreciate things while you have it. Appreciate stuff while the cup is full. See, a lot of y'all don't understand. Once it's gone, it's gone. A lot of folks that did you wrong don't understand. Once it's gone, it's gone. Thank you, JJ, baby. Once it's gone, it's gone. I can't refill this cup back up with what I had in there. I'm not about to drive back to the restaurant and get a refill. See, when folks are so greedy, they don't realize how impactful you are in their life, y'all. And what a lot of folks don't understand is you either appreciate me while you got me, or when I'm gone, when I detach from you, when I walk away from you, that's when you're going to finally realize what I brought to the table. See, sometimes y'all got to understand when you subtract yourself and detach yourself from certain situations and certain people, you detach yourself from certain people. What's up, JJ? A lot of people not going to understand, and I know y'all probably heard me say this, but I'm going to say it again. People not going to understand your worth until you get up and walk away and put yourself in action at another table. See, sometimes people got to see you in action at somebody else's table in order for them to understand what you brought to their table. It's impactful that a lot of times that when you go, you know what I'm saying, and you go over here and you do all these things for these people, you love them unconditionally, you give them everything that you got just for them to take advantage of it. And see, a lot of times what I had to learn is this right here. Just because you have gotten taken advantage of once don't mean that everybody else is out to get you. You feel what I'm saying? One thing I had to understand was I had to stop living in the shadow of the things that I've gone through, the things that I dealt with, the people that I dealt with. Because you want to know why? Because I wasn't doing nothing but attracting those same people all over again. You are what you attract. So every time you say something negative or you think about the negative things you've gone through, you ain't doing nothing but attracting that same person. You wondering why you keep on attracting these broken and the narcissistic people is because you always feel like somebody is out to get you all the time. And I really had to sit back and I had to really understand that, dang, not only am I attracting this, but I'm also becoming this. I'm also becoming that person. You feel what I'm saying? I'm becoming that person that's always angry all the time. I'm becoming that person that's so used to my mama or my daddy being narcissistic towards me. I'm becoming that same person with those same traits. Not even realizing that I was hurting myself. I was hurting myself. Cause I was living in a negative light, y'all. What's up, y'all? Y'all make sure y'all follow Controversial Convos. He's in the building. Y'all make sure y'all go over there and follow him. He's a legend on TikTok. If y'all don't know, y'all make sure y'all go. Make sure y'all follow my brother. What's up, Mississippi? I see you, baby. But yeah, I had to realize that. I was like, you know what? I'm sitting up here causing myself more pain, more trauma, more issues. What's up, Lori? I'm causing myself to be in a confined space mentally and spiritually, not even realizing that I'm not doing nothing but being a hindrance to myself. How you gonna grow if you always thinking about what happened to you? How you gonna grow if you always thinking that everybody's out to get you? How you gonna grow if you want new stuff, you always worried about what has happened already? I cannot continue to live in that light, because the more that I do, the more I create a chaos in my life. I'm still putting myself through the trauma. I'm still putting myself through the pain. You want to know why? Because when you don't allow yourself to heal from stuff and you always worrying about it, guess what? It ain't gonna never heal. I'm sitting at home crying about something that I was supposed to heal from a long time ago. Hey, y'all, I see y'all. I'm sitting up here putting myself in this situation, not even realizing that, dang, I ain't gonna never heal from this. Y'all, it took me 2 years to get myself together. It took me 2 years to understand who I was. It took me 2 years to understand my worth. It took me 2 years to get myself out of a dark hole. But you know what I told myself? I said, you know what? Those 2 years, I learned a lot about me. But those 2 years is not going to go in vain, though. You want to know why? Because what I had to understand was one thing. If you want different, you got to do different. If you want new stuff, you got to start to have a new mindset. Start putting yourself in situations where everything is new. The more you put yourself in a situation where you're always trying to be in the past, or you keep living in your past, guess what? That's what your present gonna be. It's gonna be everything of your past. Everything is not gonna change. Nothing in your life is gonna change. Like I said, you're gonna still attract the same people. So I had to really understand that the more I say I want new stuff, and I kept doing old stuff, I was driving myself insane. I was causing myself to be insane. That's insanity. When you want new things, but you always do the old things, and you always say, oh, well, I want something new, or I want this new type of love. I want this new type of relationship. But how can you do that if you always doing things that brought you chaos and trauma, and you don't even realize that not only are you causing yourself more pain, you causing yourself to lose your mind. I lost my mind, y'all. Like, I really did. Then I had to realize, I was like, you know what? I got to have a hard conversation with myself. That isolation period. That's why I say it's so important. The isolation period is so important. What y'all don't understand is that sometimes when you're in isolation, that don't mean you have to go and be around people. That don't mean you have to go and you actually find yourself in isolation. I think people get that confused. I think y'all heard me say this before when I said that when you're isolated, you confuse boredom. You confuse boredom with peace. When you're confusing boredom with peace, a lot of stuff about your life, you're not gonna understand it. You wondering why you sitting at home and why you so bored. That's not boredom. That's actually peace. A lot of us confuse boredom with peace a lot of times because we so used to chaos. And I had to stop doing that. I'm chaotic. I was traumatic. I was toxic. Not even realizing that I was only doing that because that was something that I was used to. I was used to that narcissistic abuse. I was used to somebody lying on me and cheating on me. I was used to all that chaos. But I once I got it, and once I understood it, y'all, it ain't nothing like it. I'm telling you, it ain't nothing like having peace, inner peace. It's nothing like having that reassurance within yourself. I had to resubscribe. Oh, thank you, JJ. You feel me? You feel what I'm saying? A lot of times we don't even be realizing that we be causing ourselves those issues, that pain, that trauma. I'm like, listen, I can't deal with it no more. Have that hard conversation with yourself. Have any of y'all in the room ever set yourself down and been like, you know what? Why am I still feeling the way that I felt when I was with that person? Why am I still feeling the way that I felt when I was in that situation or that marriage or that relationship? Why am I still feeling this way? Actually ask yourself the question, why am I still dealing with the things that I dealt with when I was with that person and they're no longer in the picture with me? Ask yourself that question. Ask yourself the question, why do I feel the way that I felt when I was with them and they're no longer here? Have that hard conversation with yourself. Because a lot of times what we don't understand is that sometimes it takes for us to take accountability. Take accountability for the things that you did not do correctly in that last relationship. Take accountability for the things that you didn't get right when it came down to your self-worth and understanding who you were as a person. Take accountability for that. See, when you take accountability, a lot of stuff in your life gonna start to change. A lot of things in your life gonna start to be different. A lot how you approach things gonna start to be different. A lot of times you don't even understand that accountability is what causes us from being kept away from our purpose. Let me say that again. Sometimes accountability is what's keeping us away from our purpose. The reason you cannot tap into your purpose wholeheartedly is because you don't know how to take accountability for anything that you have done and anything that you have caused yourself to go through. So that's one thing that I had to understand. The more I'm sitting over here causing all of this pain and all of this trauma to myself, I have yet to take the accountability of understanding I was the reason that I went through that. I signed up for that. You want to know why? Because I welcome my stay in that situation, causing myself more pain because I was so busy falling in love with the potential of that person. I fell in love with the potential of that person. So I caused myself to overwhelm my stay in something that I was not supposed to stay in for the long haul. So I decided to stay there for my own selfish reasons. A lot of times we don't even take accountability for that. You stayed in something because you was trying to prove a point to somebody, or you was trying to prove a point to society or the world, whatever you was trying to do. You feel me? That's my fault. I had to deal with that. Now that I understand, let me tell y'all something. Now that I understand, I had to grow up, and I had to understand that a lot of stuff about my life was not only because of other people. It wasn't because of other people. It was because of me, because I decided that I wanted to ignore the red flags. I decided that I didn't want to, get up and walk away. I decided that I wanted to sit around and stay and try to help them see their own potential, but not even realizing I was really overworking myself and being underpaid. Let me say that again. I wasn't doing nothing but overworking myself and being underpaid, y'all. Because the whole time you stay there and somebody not giving you what you deserve. Thank you for the galaxy. Somebody not giving you what you deserve, and you ain't doing nothing but being overworked and underpaid. I know y'all don't like to clock in and not get paid. Some of y'all be looking at y'all check stubs and y'all be looking at it like, okay, I ain't get paid for these hours right here, so y'all owe me. Yeah, that's the same thing. You got to start evaluating people in your life. Dead for real. Start evaluating people in your life just like that. Okay, well, you know what? I gave you this amount of love right here. So if you cannot reciprocate this love, I am doing something wrong, or you are doing something wrong. And it's time for each one of us to get up and walk away. Because I can't sit around and be overworked and underpaid no more. See, because I didn't gave you so much stuff. I didn't put so much time in. I didn't put so much work in. I didn't pour it into you. And you have yet to pour into me. You don't support me. You don't give me overworked and underpaid. I had to realize that I can't no longer be in those situations. Thank y'all for the gifts. I love y'all. I can't no longer be in that situation no more, because the more that I grow, let me tell you something. The more that you grow, people are either going to meet you where you are, and they're going to grow with you, or sometimes you got to understand that you got to lead them where they at. See, because a lot of times, let me tell you something. Some people are they so comfortable. They so complacent. Some of them don't know how to level up. But the only reason they leveled up was because of the attachment they had to you. Woo! The only reason that they leveled up was because the attachment that they had to you. I don't think y'all heard what I said. The only reason that they leveled up was because of the attachment that they had to you. And see, a lot of y'all don't understand. You are the reason they were favored. You are the reason they were crowned. You are the reason why they leveled up and did all of the things that they did, was because of the connection that you had with God. It wasn't because of them. It was because of who you are. Because see, God is like, I'm not going to have nobody around you embarrassing you. I'm not going to have nobody around you that don't meet you or don't match your energy. So you are the one that's favored. And as soon as you walk away, guess what? That's going to be the highest level that they reach. A lot of y'all got to understand. Your mental got to grow when you go. Your mental got to grow in order for you to understand the reason that you have allowed these people around you was because they were mirroring the favor that you had all over your life. Woo! Did y'all hear what I just said? The reason that you had these people around you for so long was because they were mirroring the same favor that you had all over your life. A lot of y'all don't even understand. It's not that they have the potential or they have all of these things going for themselves. It's because of the favor that you have. A lot of times I ain't understand the reason that I kept these people around me was because it was something that they were mirroring when it came down to the favor that God was giving me or the favor that God instilled in me. And guess what? A lot of times, let me tell you something. Sometimes God puts us in that situation because, first of all, let me tell you something. He puts us in that situation because not only do he not want you to lose, but he don't want you to put no more work on yourself. He don't want you to put no more work on yourself. So a lot of times y'all don't even understand. He don't put you in these situations to trick you or to fall for the enemy. No, he put you in that situation because he know what you already going through and he don't want you to have to put in no more work. A lot of times we don't even be understanding it. He ain't put you in there to try to trick you and, oh, well, I fell for them. I don't know, I just had a feeling that God, no, it wasn't that. It was just that he did not want you to put in no more work. You going through enough. You got bills on top of bills. You got to take care of your kids. You got to do all of these things. You worry enough. So he didn't want to put you in no other bonded situation when it came down to your heart, when it came down to your feelings. So that's why they were mirroring you and that's what made you feel comfortable. See, let me tell y'all something. That mirroring energy that some people display when it come down to you, I don't care if it's your mama, your daddy, your sister, your brother, whoever, that narcissistic mirroring, that's what it's called. A lot of times people don't love you the way that they say they do. A lot of times people don't care about you the way they say they do. You want to know why? Because you have been so busy putting in all the work. Let me tell you something. When you're the only one that's pouring in a cup, right? It's a cup. You got two people on both sides. Every time you pour into the cup, you turn around. You're not looking at how much you're pouring in there. You're not looking to see how full it is. You thinking this person helping you fill up the cup. You're not even realizing that you're the only one that's pouring into this cup. So guess what? When you finally turn around and it's finally full to the top, you're never gonna know that they wasn't doing nothing on your behalf. You're never gonna know that they wasn't loving you the way that they said they was. You're never gonna know that they wasn't putting the effort, the same effort that you was putting in when you was over here working, sweating, running around like a chicken with your head cut off, trying to display the love. You not gonna ever notice. Because the cup is in the middle between both of y'all. And it looks like they have been they've been helping you fill this cup up. And they ain't been doing nothing. That's what I mean by reflecting. That's what I mean by mirroring. That's what I mean when I say that, y'all. A lot of folks don't even understand that sometimes you gotta play I Spy with some folks. Put yourself in those hard situations where you gotta evaluate some people. And I mean some of the closest people to you. Sometimes you gotta, let me tell you something. What I had to realize to save myself the heartbreak and save myself the headache, I had to start to challenge some folks that was in my life. Because I had to realize that sometimes the love that we pour out and the love that we give do not be displayed, y'all. It do not be the same type of love that we give them. And a lot of times we don't even understand. It's not your job to fill up that cup. It's not your job to fill them up every time. It's not your job to always answer the phone every time they need something. It's not your job to always be there at the drop of a dime. It's not your job to help grown people who have the same amount of time in the day as you, helping them, always being a resource for them. It's not your job to love people in spite of. That's a job for God. One thing I had to understand was this right here. I am done loving people in spite of. I am done pouring into people who don't know how to pour into me. I am done giving so much time and energy to people who don't know how to give me that same energy. That is a job for God. And baby, if you have not found God yet, I can't help you. It ain't nothing I can do for you. Because at the end of the day, the same 24 hours that I have in a day is the same 24 hours you got. And I be daggone if I'm going to sit over here in my house worrying myself about another grown person who have the same ability to get up off their tail and fall to their knees and pray to God and ask them for the same thing that I have asked them for. I had to stop putting myself in those situations. Time and time again, I'm running myself crazy and I'm running myself dry for people who don't know my worth and don't know how worthy they were when it came down to the love that I gave. I got tired. Whole time I'm sitting over here trying to figure out other people's problems, trying to figure out why they going through what they going through, trying to figure out why they fighting off all of these demonic spirits. That is not a job for you. You cannot sit over there worrying yourself to death about why they didn't love you, or why they couldn't give you the same type of care, or why they couldn't wrap their arms around you the way that you wrap your arms around them. You cannot worry about that. One thing I had to understand was the uncontrollables in life is the things that other people do to you. The only thing that you should be worried about right here in this season is the controllables. The controllables in this life right here is you and yourself only. That's it. It ain't nothing more deep. It don't get no simpler than that. Really. It don't get no simpler than that. I had to realize that I had to stop putting myself in these bonded situations because I was causing myself to be drove into a ditch every time. It was like a dead end. A lot of times we don't even know we be going to a dead end because we be losing ourselves all the time. In these relationships, in these false friendships, everybody want to be your sis till it's time for them to be a snake. Everybody want to be your brother till it's time for them to be a snake. Everybody want to have this attachment to you until it's time for them to do something for you. And a lot of times people don't even understand that the more you put yourself up against me, the more you putting yourself up against God. Because see, God don't play about me. God don't play about me. One thing about it and two things for sure. A lot of folks, they can try to throw you up under the bus, throw salt of your name, do you wrong, whatever they might do. They don't know. Baby, you just don't know. You ain't doing nothing but playing yourself. One thing I had to understand was this right here. One thing I had to understand was this right here, and I want y'all to follow me when I say this. Sometimes you got to watch people play themselves out of your life. Because that's going to be the biggest bag that they ever fumble. Let me say that again. For the people in the back, let me say that again. Sometimes you got to watch people play themselves out of your life. Because that's going to be the biggest bag that they ever fumbled in their life. See, one thing I had to understand was this right here. You can play yourself out of my life all day long, but guess what? You ain't doing nothing but saving myself. You ain't doing nothing but saving me from things I ain't know I needed to be saved from. Do you know how many times people have played you or played themselves out of your life? Do you know how many times they have tried to walk away from you? And a lot of times you don't even realize that we've been trying to save things that don't need to be saved. The reason they fell out with us was because it was time for them to fall out with us. The reason that it was time for them to walk away from us because it was time for them to get up and walk away. They needed to fumble that bag in order for them to understand your worth, and not only understand your worth, but it was time for you to understand your own worth too. See, when I say fumble the bag, see, a lot of folks be talking about, you talking about money. No, I ain't talking about money, because let me tell you something. Fumbling the bag don't always mean monetary gain. Fumbling the bag can mean fumbling a good person in their life. Fumbling the bag could mean somebody that they were supposed to take care of in their life, and they decided to fumble it because of their own selfish ways. That's what I mean by fumbling the bag. See, one thing I had to understand was this right here. Can't nobody put a price tag on me. The same thing that you got to start to talk to yourself about. Can't nobody put a price tag on you. Can't nobody put a price tag on you. You want to know why? Because you're priceless. So anybody that decide to do you wrong and step away from you, let them go over there to that other side and think the grass is greener. Because I guarantee you 9 times out of 10, they're going to step over there and it's going to be mildew. They're going to step over there and it's going to be mildew. Baby, you can go over there and think that it's greener on the other side. But baby, once you step over there, you can't come back over here and take my grass. You can't come over here thinking that you about to climb back over here thinking that, nuh-uh. See, one thing about me is I'm getting my grass together. It might not be as green. It might not be as green as you thought that grass was over there. But baby, once I get this fertilizer and once I start to water my plants and once I start to pour into me, baby, I'm going to be green as ever. So you go ahead and you stay over there. And let me tell y'all something. Once people go over that bridge, go ahead and burn that bridge down because, baby, you can't come back over here. I ain't got nothing for you. You can't come back over here. I don't have nothing for you. What I had to realize was once them folks cross that bridge, baby, you can't come back over here. You can't circle the block on me. You got to stay over there where you thought that grass was green. See, you stepped over there and you thought the grass was green, but little as you know, it was turf. Little as you know, it was turf. It wasn't even real grass. See, you let that illusion trick you into going over there to fall for something that was fiction. You went over there and fell for something that was a fairy tale. So now you got to stay over there. Deuces, I'll holler at you. Deuces, I'll holler at you. One thing I had to understand was this right here. You can't never, ever replace nothing that is real and genuine from a source of God. When you are chosen, people might try to duplicate you all day long. They might try to mirror you all day long. But guess what? It ain't nothing they can do to take the purpose out of your core right here. Once God give it to you, it ain't nothing they can do about it. A lot of folks be trying to change and switch it up. Nuh-uh, baby. You can try to sabotage me on my job. You can try to sabotage me when it comes to the family. You can try to sabotage me when it comes to my friends, my relationship. But one thing about it, you ain't gonna ever be able to take nothing that God has instilled in me in the core. See, I cannot be duplicated. You cannot be duplicated. And a lot of folks are mad. That's really why a lot of people envy you anyway. They envy you because you cannot be duplicated. They envy you because they cannot match you. They can go out here and try to buy the most expensive stuff all day long. And they can go buy all the nice clothes, all the nice shoes, all they want to, and you still can dress better than them. They can go out here and buy the most expensive car, all they want to. But baby, it ain't nothing that you can do because you can never match what God has already instilled in me. I'm just gonna be real with you. It get like that because y'all know it's some grown folks out here that act just like that. They go out here and try to one up you, try to see. Hey, I had to start watching them folks that always call me and be like, "Hey girl, what you wearing today? Don't worry about it. You gonna see me when you see me." Don't call me asking me where I'm going. If we going to the same function, I'm going to see you when I get there. Don't worry about what I'm putting on. See, one thing I had to understand was y'all, we got to start to pay attention to folks who are really snakes in our grass. Sometimes you got to beat the grass to rattle the snakes. Sometimes you got to beat the grass to rattle the snakes. Make them uncomfortable. If you going somewhere with your home girl or your homeboy, it should be no reason why they calling you, "Hey, what you about to put on?" Don't worry about what I'm putting on. Don't worry about what I'm putting on. You about to see me in about another hour or so. Don't worry about that. See, a lot of times y'all got to understand, y'all have to learn how to dissect those relationships and those friendships. That ain't nothing but secret competition. That ain't nothing but secret competition. If you grown, show up with what you think, what you look good in. Don't worry about what I'm putting on. Don't worry about what type of shoes I'm wearing. Wear what you feel comfortable in. You show up, show out. When you pop out by all means necessary. Don't worry about me. I had to stop putting myself in those naive situations. Well, maybe they were just calling to try to see. Baby, no, they weren't just calling you to try to see nothing. They were just trying to call you to try to see what you was putting on so they can one up you, so they can outdo you. Grown folks be trying to build that secret competition and we don't even be realizing. Every time we do something, a lot of people like to be in competition with you because of who you are. It's not because of what you put on. It's not because of it. It's not because of that. It's because of your character, the ability, the ability of you allowing your light to shine. A lot of folks don't like that. Let me tell you something. When nobody can dim your light, they're gonna stop liking you. They're gonna stop liking you. They're going to try to secretly sabotage you. They're going to try to find ways to outdo you and one-up you. Baby, I don't got time for no competition. I'm too old and I'm too grown. I don't know about y'all, but I don't want nobody that's around me in secret competition. Secret competition creates envy. And envy kills. A lot of people don't understand envy kills over hate. You want to know why? Because the people that are envious of you are the ones that's closest to you. Let me say that again. The people that are envious of you are the ones that's closest to you. Somebody that hates you, you going to know they hate you. You going to know, baby, let me stay away from them. Let me not worry about them. The people that are envious of you are the ones that's in your circle. I'm just going to be real with you. Somebody asked me the other day. They said, "What? I seen your video on your page and you said you will much rather have somebody that hates you rather than somebody that envy you. Why you say that?" I said, "Because you want to know why? Because hate is loud. A lot of people that hate you, they don't want you to be around at all. They're going to tell you they don't like you. They're going to tell you they don't want you to be around. But a person that envy you is going to sneak up on you and slither up on you like a snake and bite you. And those are the most poisonous bites. When they can do it quietly, because they so close to you. They know your every move. They know how you operate. They know how you get down. They know your schedule. They know everything about you. I don't want nobody around me that envy me. So even if you do it in secrecy, please stay where you are. And sometimes you got to evaluate some folks. Look at their body language. Look how they talk to you. Look at how they play around. No, I'm just playing. No, you wasn't playing. You was dead serious. You wasn't playing. You was dead serious. Don't try to laugh it off now, because now I'm looking at you, and now I'm about to go ahead and cut you off, because I already see where it's going. Sometimes we gotta have those hard conversations with ourselves and be like, you know what? They didn't say that more than one time. They didn't say that more than one time. They didn't say that more than one time. I gotta start paying attention to stuff like that. I gotta start looking at stuff like that. I didn't even realize that. Dang, they just said that more than one time. Why every time you go out, you gotta put some clothes on? Why you mad about what I wear? Why every time you go out, you gotta do the most, or you gotta put your makeup on, or you gotta put? Why you worrying about what I put on? Why you worrying about me? Why every time we ain't doing nothing but going to the store? So what? I'm putting my clothes on. Listen, I might die today or tomorrow. I ain't saving no outfits. I might die today or tomorrow. I ain't saving no outfits. I'm about to put these clothes on, baby. Sure is. I'm about to put these clothes on right now. I don't care where we going. I'm about to get dressed and put my clothes on. What we saving outfits for? To try to save other people's feelings? I ain't saving nothing. I'm about to put what my hard-earned money has bought, that's what I'm about to put on. I'm just saying. A lot of times we try to stop doing stuff to try to save everybody else. Baby, listen, let me tell y'all something. Stop putting yourself in position to try to save everybody else. You try not to do so much, or you try not to show up at the cookout, you know what I'm saying, with your clothes on, or you don't want to step out like, baby, stop trying to save everybody. Everybody not going to like you anyway. So it ain't no use to you beating around the bush or walking around like you on eggshells trying to save these people. Let them folks be mad. Let them people be mad. Baby, they going to be mad regardless. One thing I had to understand was this right here. It ain't nothing that you can do to try to change a person's mind about you. It ain't nothing that you can do. That image is already implanted. And one thing I had to understand was this right here. The image that you have implanted of me, that's a personal problem. The image in your head that you have implanted of me, the picture you done painted about me, that's a personal problem. And what I had to realize was this right here. I had to stop solving other people's personal issues and start worrying about my own. I ain't got time to try to figure out why you don't like me. I don't have time to try to figure out why you got this image of me painted in your head. I don't have time for it. But what I will do is try to make sure that I don't pick up the same habits or the same traits that you have. So by doing that, let me go ahead and remove myself from this friendship, relationship, whatever that may be. Because at the very end of the day, let me tell y'all something. Negativity, envy, and hate are the three top most contagious things. When you always have yourself around people that are negative, you always have yourself around people that are envious and they have nothing but hate in their heart, that ain't going to do nothing but rub off on you. That ain't going to do nothing but rub off on you. It's contagious. And a lot of times we always be worrying about why I'm so stagnant, because you got to start to pay attention to the people in your circle. Start paying attention to the people that you got around you. See, one thing I had to start to do was stop putting myself around still people. Still complaining every time you call them. They complaining about everything. I just started to hang up on folks. Still complaining, still broke. Always talking about, oh, well, I'm broke, baby. I don't want to talk to nobody who always talking about they broke. I need to talk to people that are on a whole different mindset. Claim what you want, baby. Don't always talk about, oh, well, I ain't got it this week. My bank account overdrawn. I'm broke today. Okay, well, I'll talk to you later, because right now I don't need for you to rub off on me. I still envious. They always gossiping. They always talking about the small town drama. I don't want to talk about no small town drama when every time I call you. Can we talk about business? Can we talk about breaking generational curses? Can we talk about building generational wealth? I don't want to talk about the same thing over and over again. No, I ain't got time. I ain't got time. One thing you got to start to do is take control of your life. Take control of your life. We all grown here. Take control of your life. You ain't always got to be around folks just because they're your family. Just because they're your cousin, your favorite cousin, or just, baby, listen, start to evaluate things in a whole different light. You know what somebody said to me today? They said, you know what? Matter of fact, my daddy said this to me today. He said, I had to start to operate in life like I only got 30 minutes left to live. And he said, by all means, that means that everything that I do is going to be intentional from this point forward. The friendships, the relationships that I have, the conversations that I have, they're all going to be intentional. And I'm starting to operate as if I only have 30 minutes left on this earth. Because at the very end of the day, let me tell you something. When you are intentional in your mindset and your mental and how you love people is intentional, you will never lose. One thing I always tell y'all is this right here. When it's time for you to go, ain't nobody going to remember what you did 10, 11 years ago. They're going to remember the things you did within your last 30 days. That's what people are going to remember. They're not going to be worrying about you going to prison or you going to jail or you know what I'm saying, you was bad as a teenager. They ain't going to remember that. People don't even think that far, because they don't even think that far about themselves. So what I had to understand was this right here. I had to start to be intentional with every move that I made. And that includes the friendships and the relationships that I had in my life. I had to start to be intentional. I ain't got time to be sitting around folks who not moving. I ain't got time to be sitting around having meaningless conversations no more. I ain't got time to sit on the phone and gossip. I ain't got time for that. Only thing I want to do is move to higher places. The only thing that I want to do in this life right here is continue to elevate. I want to elevate. I want to move. I want to move so high to people that can't even see me no more. That's how high I want to go. One thing I had to understand was the more you stay stagnant and comfortable, the more you're not doing nothing but being a hindrance to you finding your purpose. You keep on talking about why I can't find my purpose. It's because you're around the wrong people and your mindset has not elevated with you. When you elevate and you grow, your mind can't be down here. You got to elevate and gain knowledge and place yourself in positions to even be uncomfortable. Hey, y'all. Be uncomfortable. What I had to understand was this: I might not be a millionaire, but let me step into the room with millionaires, because I want to be there one day. So that means whether I gain the knowledge of a millionaire, whatever that means that I am placing myself in the position so my mentality can also grow. So by that time when I get there, my mentality is going to meet me there. Do you feel what I'm saying? That's one thing that I had to understand. I was so busy trying to hang around people who wasn't on the level when it came down to the breaking generational curses and gaining generational wealth. I wasn't doing nothing but being a hindrance to myself, because I wasn't networking. I wasn't doing nothing with my life. I was just sitting around these same people that were still. When you sit around still people, that's what you're going to be. You're going to be still. You're going to be still. One thing I had to understand was I got tired of being still. I got tired of sitting around waiting. I got tired of not being able to do what I wanted to do when it came down to my businesses or when it came down to my growth. What's up, y'all? I see y'all coming in. I got tired of that. So I had to evaluate and be intentional. Evaluate and be intentional this season. Don't sit around nobody who's not on the level of where you're going or where you are right now. Don't sit around nobody who don't understand you. Don't sit around nobody. Let me tell y'all something. Half of the time you can't even speak the way that you want to speak is because you around the wrong people. You can't even talk like you got sense because you around people who don't even know what having sense is. You can't even be who you are because you around the wrong group of people. What I had to understand was I got to start to put myself in places and put myself around people where I can actually have a conversation. Because the more I sit up here and I hinder myself and I don't have the conversations that I need. Thank you for the gifts. And I don't have the conversations that I need. Guess what? You ain't doing nothing but holding that stuff in. A lot of times y'all don't even understand when you around the wrong set of people anyway, it ain't gonna come out fluently at all. You're gonna be stuttering. They're gonna be looking at you like, well, what's wrong with you? Because it ain't meant for you to pour into them and give them the gems that you got instilled in you. One thing I had to understand was this right here, y'all, for real. When I started to grow, a lot of times people started to say I was acting funny. They were like, you show is acting funny. And it wasn't that I was acting funny. It was just that my intellectual level was growing with me because I had to realize that my mentality had to change. A lot of stuff about me had to change. So that means that even though I might not understood why I had to change, I had to put myself in positions to make them uncomfortable. See, when you make people uncomfortable who not on the same level as you intellectually, baby, they gonna weed themselves out. They're going to stop every time you go around them. They're going to be like, no, I don't want to go around them today. They always preaching, baby. That's good. Stay on over there because I ain't got nothing for you. I ain't got nothing but sense. I ain't got time to sit around and have meaningless conversations. I ain't got time to be sitting around gossiping. Let folks weed themselves out on their own. Talk your talk. Walk it like you talk it. Let me say that again. Talk your talk and walk it like you talk it. Let people weed themselves out on their own, and you wouldn't be over here playing a mind game with yourself trying to figure out their intentions or motives that they have in your life. Let them weed themselves out. One thing that I had to understand was this right here. Why am I putting myself in situations trying to figure out everybody else's motives? Walk it like you talk it. Say what you mean and mean what you say. So that means that you say something one time, baby, that I said what I said, and leave it there. A lot of times people don't know that you are not a game until you start to understand you got to play them like a game. Grown people out here playing you thinking that they're listen. It's folks not even understanding who you are because you constantly repeating yourself about the stuff that you are asking for. Stop repeating yourself, even when it come down to your mama and your daddy. Stop repeating yourself. You said it one time. You're grown now. Let me tell you something. One thing I had to understand was this right here. The reason that people do not respect our boundaries is because we don't respect our own boundaries. We always go back on the things we say. We always go back and try to coddle people when they mess up. No, stand on what you mean and mean what you say. Period. We keep on asking ourselves why we keep on dealing with the same thing over and over again because you're not respecting the boundaries that you put on the table. I just told somebody this, and I think she's in here. I said, listen, you got to stop putting your boundaries on the table at the last minute when people mess up. When you start to put your boundaries on the table, as soon as a relationship started or as soon as a friendship start, they ain't gonna have no choice but to respect it. People don't respect your boundaries because you always tell them the boundaries when they do something wrong. So guess what? What I had to learn is I had to start to be outspoken about the boundaries that I have set for myself up front. I'm not going to wait to the tail end of a relationship or wait to the tail end of a friendship to tell you what my boundaries are. I'm going to tell you out the gate. Look, there she go, Reese. I'm going to tell you out the gate. I ain't about to wait. Because see, a lot of times people take your kindness for weakness anyway. People be taking your kindness for weakness because you want to know why? Because you don't let them know your boundaries out the gate. You don't let them know your boundaries up front. So what I had to understand was at the very end of the day, people not going to understand who I am until I actually tell them. But people don't know what you don't tell them. Do you feel what I'm saying? Get it together, y'all. We got to get it together. Because we always say, oh, I want something different. When you going to start to do different? You want something different, but when are you going to start to do different? That's one thing I had said I was going to do this year. I was like, my next relationship is not going to be nothing like my last relationship, simply because I'm going to make sure that I communicate thoroughly and properly. Because first of all, let me tell you something. At the end of the day, when you understand your worth and you understand who you are and you understand what you bring to the table, a lot of stuff was not negotiable, even in the last relationship that you was in. But the simple fact of the matter, you was in the wrong relationship. You negotiated the non-negotiables. How many of y'all got non-negotiables? How many of y'all can raise your hand and say, I got non-negotiables that I cannot negotiate when it comes down to a relationship? That's self-respect, and that's knowing your self-worth, and it's also knowing your boundaries. If you don't have no non-negotiables in your life, get some. If you do not have no non-negotiables in your life, get some. I don't care what it is. I don't care how many it is. Get some non-negotiables in your life. Because first of all, let me tell you something. What you're going to have to do is you're going to have to start to practice what you preach. So that means a lot of stuff that you say you're going to do in your life, you ain't got time to negotiate that. I said what I mean and I meant what I said, and we're going to leave it there. You either going to respect it or you're not. Because one thing I had to learn was that was one thing that helped me find my self-worth. I found my self-worth by understanding my non-negotiables in life. Had to understand my non-negotiables in order for me to be who I am, in order for me to be this strong, independent woman, in order for me to be this strong vessel, in order for me to be this strong potential wife one day. I had to have my non-negotiables and be ready to discuss them when it came down to somebody coming into my life. Dead for real. Y'all, I ain't playing. I'm dead serious. People don't understand that. You got to understand that a lot of people are already watching you from afar. Some people watch you simply because of who you are, and they try to see how they're going to go in for the attack. I wrote something yesterday, and I said, you know what? Sometimes when it comes down to the things that we want to do, our dreams and our aspirations and our goals, we got to be a lion. Be a lion. And what I meant by that is, I had wrote this out. I think I had heard it. I think we was in Kev Live, and I heard it. I think Blue Hayes that said, be a lion. And she also said, be humble, but don't go hungry. Let me say that again. Be humble, but don't go hungry. So what I mean by that is, when it comes down to your goals, your dreams, and your aspirations, you have to be a lion. You have to hunt, observe, and you have to attack. So when you're hunting, you have to understand that you have to be put in situations to where you have no choice but to be outside of your comfort zone. Because first of all, you don't know what you're looking for. You know that you're in the jungle and you know that you have to eat, right? So that means that you have to understand that you have to find something to look for. You have to find something to hunt, right? You have to observe it first because you got to see their moves. You got to see how they operate. You got to see what they operate like. Observe your surroundings. Observing, right? Then you got to attack. So that means that you gotta orchestrate your plan on how you gonna get your business plan and how you gonna get your dream and aspiration to come to life. That's one thing that I had to understand, and that's what I got from the quote that she said to me. Because when I tell y'all, after I sat back and I was like, you know what? I gotta start to be a lion, because a lion don't never go hungry. Every time it get hungry, it hunts, it observes, and then it attacks. So a lot of y'all gotta do the same thing in y'all life. Hunt, observe, and attack. Every dream and goal and aspiration that you have. Hunt, observe, and attack. A lot of y'all don't even understand. You have yet to do that. That's why you're so used to failure. One thing about a lion is they're not worrying about not getting the prey. They're not worrying about that. What they're worried about is going hungry. So that means that a lot of things that you do in your life, when you stop, that's when you go hungry, and that's when you get distracted. When you don't hunt no more, that's when you go hungry. That's when you get distracted. But as long as you're trying, let me say that again. As long as you're trying, you ain't gonna fail. As long as you're trying and you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, you ain't gonna ever go hungry. Because your feet gonna always be moving. Your mind is always gonna be going. One thing I had to understand was the only reason that I was in a stagnant place was because I was so busy trying to give up. I was so busy and so quick to throw in the towel, not even realizing that I was causing myself to be in a binded situation mentally and spiritually. And not only that, I was causing myself to be lazy when it came down to the things that I needed to do for me. My goals and my dreams were never met, but when it came down to me going to clock in for somebody, I made sure I did that. When it came down to me pouring into other people's business, I made sure I did that, but I never really gave myself that same energy. So what I had to do, I had to understand that the stuff about me, I had to start to have that same energy. For real. I had to start to have that same energy. See, one thing about me and one thing about each and every one of y'all that's on this live, the fire is already burning on the inside of you. It's just up to you on how you're going to allow it to be a wildfire. Because see, one thing about a wildfire is that you can't control it. It's hard for you to get it under control. And see, a lot of folks see the wildfire in you, but you just see this small little lit candle. And baby, let me tell you something. You are a whole wildfire walking around. That's why people are intimidated by who you are, because they cannot control you. That's why people are intimidated every time you walk into the room. That's why people are intimidated every time you walk into the room, because they can't control you. They don't know what you're going to say. They don't know how you gonna say it. They don't know what you about to come with. What angle you coming from? Yeah. You a whole wildfire out here in these streets. You got people walking around with a fire extinguisher every day trying to put you out. Even at your job that you go and clock in at. You got folks walking around like, dang, I wonder what he or she gonna talk about today. Ain't no telling what they gonna say. They got so much knowledge, I don't even be knowing where it be coming from. You wanna know why? Because some people try their hardest. They try their hardest not to give you the knowledge that you need. But let me tell you something. When you're chosen, you ain't gotta ask nobody for God to place you and put you in positions to have the knowledge that you need to excel. So a lot of times people don't even understand. Baby, you sit up here trying not to train me on this job correctly. But little as you know, I'm a learner anyway. You want to know why? Because I'm not born a quitter. I don't know how to quit. Every time I feels like somebody doing me wrong, with my intuition pick up on it, I'm going to go even harder. What people don't understand about you is that you going to go even harder. Even when they think that they're doing you wrong, or even when they think that they're not doing what they're supposed to do when it comes down to training you or giving you the knowledge. Baby, you going to find it out anyway. A lot of folks don't understand, baby, the more you put yourself in positions to harm me and try to be a hindrance to me, the more I'm going to excel and exceed. I'm going to excel and exceed regardless. You want to know why? Because it's in me. Baby, it ain't on me. It's in me. I be laughing. Y'all, let me tell y'all something. I be laughing at people. I had a manager just say to me on my job. She said, thank you, Jeanette. I had a manager, y'all, just say something to me on my job. She said, "Oh, I seen your TikTok. You real famous." And I looked at her. I wanted to say, what does my TikTok have to do with my job? What does my TikTok have to do with my job? See, a lot of folks don't like to see you excel and win. That was pretty, huh? A lot of folks don't like to see you excel and win because they don't like to be in positions to where they know that they're losing. My TikTok ain't have nothing to do with my job. What I'm doing on my TikTok is the same thing that I could have did in any atmosphere that I was in. But you have so many haters, so many people around you that hate on you, so many people around you that don't like you because of who you are. And a lot of times people don't like you because of what you have instilled in you, and they know they can't take it from you. A lot of people know they can't touch you. A lot of people know they baby, you can say what you want to say, but it's nothing that you can do. I mean, nothing that you can do to take what God has already put inside of me, instilled in me. A lot of people walking around with their gifts and their purpose. Baby, listen, anything that's tangible can be tossed out and thrown away. For real. Anything somebody can put their hands on, it can be tossed out and thrown away. Y'all done seen a landfill. Y'all know all that trash out there, tossed out and thrown away. But what's on the inside of you, they can't touch it. A lot of y'all are untouchable and invincible, and I need for y'all to walk around and act like it. I need for y'all to walk around and act like it. I need for y'all to walk around and act like you untouchable and invincible, because you are. Can't nobody touch you. Can't touch this. Absolutely not. They can't touch you. They want to, but they can't. Come on, y'all. Let's go ahead and get to 100K likes. I'm gonna rock with y'all to about for another hour. I got a lot of stuff I want to touch on. I have not been on for a couple days, so we about to get real down to the nitty gritty right now. So if you ain't got your notebooks out, if you're not screen recording, baby, I don't know what to tell you, because I'm about to drop some gems on y'all right here, right quick, and I need for y'all to be listening quickly, because let me tell you something. I'm not gonna remember what I say, and that's one thing about you being gifted. When you talk off the dome and you don't remember what you say, that's how you know it ain't nobody but God. So when I speak to y'all, I want y'all to understand that a lot of times I'm not gonna, even in my sessions, I tell y'all all the time, I'm not gonna remember what I say to you. I just need for you to understand that you have to have your notebook ready, because ain't no telling what I'm gonna say. For real. All right. So going back to what I was saying, a lot of times we have to start to understand that a lot of things about us are untouchable and invincible. Whether you know it or not, each and every one of y'all that's on this live, I need for y'all to understand that you are nothing but greatness. And the more that you allow people, the more that you allow people to water you down, you're not even going to understand that the reason that they're watering you down is because you're allowing them to. Okay? Let me tell y'all something. And I dropped this in my chat. I don't know if y'all in my group chat. If y'all not in my group chat, y'all better go join. I dropped this in my group chat. I said, people water you down, not even realizing that you are the anointing oil. Baby, water and oil do not mix. People try to water you down, not even understanding that you are the anointing oil. It's a reason why you're on that job. It's a reason why you were placed around them. It was a reason why. And a lot of folks don't even understand, baby, you can try to water me down all you want to. But see, a little as you know is, I might look like water, but I'm nothing but anointing oil. You can't mix with me. A lot of folks get mad and angry when they finally figure out how you are formulated. When they finally figure out that they can't touch you. When they finally figure out that they can't mix with you or mirror you, because you're a whole different type of formula. You're a whole different type of person. It ain't nothing you can do to mix with me. It ain't nothing you can do to try to get me off track. Because one thing about it, and two things for sure. What God gave me was nothing but a gift. And I am very intentional in everything that I do. So that means whether it be you are on assignment at a job, and whether it means you on assignment in somebody's life, it don't matter. Everything that you do have nothing but intentions. And I need for y'all to start to walk in the intentions that you have. Because a lot of times we lose ourselves. We lose ourselves into thinking that we don't have no intentions. A lot of y'all wake up and y'all are on a routine. Have you ever just started to think like, dang, my life is on a whole routine. I get up and go to work from 8 to 5. I get up and get my kids dressed at a certain time. I get up and do this and I get up and do that. But have you ever just sat and thought to yourself that, dang, it's really an intention, and I really have nothing but purpose. Because if you have the capacity to get up and do the same thing every day, if you have the capacity to do this, you have the capacity to break free from everything in your life, including being on a schedule, including being under somebody's finger 24/7. You have the ability to handle that and break free from it. I didn't even realize, y'all, until I actually had to sit down and talk to myself. I said, you know what? I need to just write my schedule down so I can know what I'm doing. And then I had to realize that I was allowing myself to operate robotically, not even allowing myself to operate freely, because I was allowing myself to be put on a schedule that God did not want me to be on. So a lot of times when I thought I was going to work and doing what I was supposed to do, I thought that was it. God said, no, that's not it. You putting all your time into something I didn't tell you to put all your time into. So now that you're in a situation and you think that you're on this schedule and you think you got to do all these things, you're doing something outside of your purpose. So now you're looking crazy because you're trying to figure out why you're so uncomfortable. A lot of times when you are uncomfortable in your life, it's because you're doing something that's not attached to your purpose. What I had to do was have that hard conversation with myself. I had to have that hard conversation with myself because I had to make myself realize that I'm operating on a schedule that God did not put me on. See, when you're in your purpose, God is telling you, He's gonna tell you, I didn't tell you to operate with a schedule. Cause see, everything that's a part of your purpose don't have no schedule. When you're actually operating in your purpose, listen to me when I say this. When you're actually operating in your purpose, guess what? You're not gonna be operating on a schedule because purpose don't have a schedule. Purpose don't have a schedule. Hold up. Let me say that again. Hold on, y'all, because it's getting hot in here. Oh, Jesus. Anyway, like I was saying, purpose don't have a schedule. And a lot of y'all got to stop operating as if you're tapping into your purpose when you really not. You ain't doing nothing but wasting time. See, a lot of times what we don't understand is the more that we operate on a schedule, the more we're being a hindrance. A lot of y'all are looking for your purpose, but you don't even understand that your purpose can't come and find you because you always doing something that you ain't got no business. When you sit still, you will understand your purpose is going to come and find you. Oh. Let me say that again. When you sit still, thank you for the subscription. I see you. When you sit still, you will understand that your purpose will come and find you. The reason your purpose can't come and find you is because you always moving around worrying about everybody else. You always moving around doing something you ain't got no business. You always moving around worrying about what they got going over here on I-75, and you supposed to be all the way on 285. You over here, you all over here, and baby, you all over the place. Sit down. What I had to understand was I had to sit down. I really had to sit down with myself and have a hard conversation with myself. Sit still so your purpose can come and find you, baby. Your purpose can't come find you because you over here doing everything that you ain't got no business doing. I ain't even understand it. Dang, I'm over here operating on a schedule that God did not place me in. He didn't tell me to go and operate on a schedule every day. He said everything that's attached to your purpose and attached to who I am is not on a schedule. You're going to wake up at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Guess what? It's something that God has for you to do. That's not on a schedule. A lot of times we don't even understand you're not on no schedule. When He wake you up at 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning and He wake you up at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, you are not on a schedule. So that means that when your body wake up, it's time for you to do something that God has told you to do. And a lot of times I ain't even understand why I was waking up. I thought I was just tossing and turning, going crazy, couldn't sleep, taking melatonin, and couldn't understand why I couldn't fall back asleep. It was because it was something greater and something bigger that I needed to do. Let me tell y'all something. I ain't find my purpose until I was actually in the midst of breaking up in my last narcissistic relationship. I was breaking free from demonic spirits. So that's when I found my purpose. I was in the midst of the breakup. I wasn't even all the way out the breakup yet. I was in the midst of fighting off demonic spirits that first of all, I did not sign up for. That's number one. I did not sign up for those demonic spirits. So that's why I had to figure out who I was wholeheartedly, because not only was that, I was allowing a shift to take place in my life. because I didn't understand who I was as a woman and as a person. So that's when I had to have that hard conversation with God, and I had to isolate myself in order for me to be where I am right now in my purpose. My purpose came and found me because I finally isolated in order for me to hear God clearly. I couldn't hear God clearly when I was attached to that person. I couldn't hear God clearly when I was attached to all these narcissistic people. I couldn't hear God clearly when I was always running around like a chicken with my head cut off because I was trying to figure out everybody else's problem when I didn't even have time to figure out my own. So now that I have all of these issues and these problems, I'm not doing nothing but causing friction in my life. I'm causing friction because I'm trying to figure it out when it's not meant for me to figure out. It's meant for you to be still. It's meant for you to be still. It's meant for you to be still. A lot of times we don't even understand the reason that we have yet to understand who we are as people is because we don't know how to be still. Y'all, let me tell y'all something. I have had a humbling experience, and those that know. I have had a humbling experience these last 2 weeks of my life. These last 2 weeks of my life has been so humbling to me because I had to understand. My mind was always going. My body was always going. I was always putting myself in positions to always move when I just needed to be still. I did not know how to be still because I did not hear God clearly. Let me tell you something. A lot of us can walk on top of water, but as soon as we take our eyes off God, that's when we start to drown. Let me say that again. A lot of us can walk on water, but as soon as we take our eyes off God, that's when we drown. God said, when you take your eyes off me, that's when you're going to start to drown in all of your problems. When you take your eyes off me, that's when you're going to start to drown, and you're going to start to understand that you cannot do nothing without me. You so distracted by the salary that I just gave you. You so distracted by the blessings that I've already given you. You forgot who I was. So now I'm about to humble you a little bit, because now I'm about to make you drown in the problems that I have created in order for you to get back focused. That's the same thing he did to me. He said, I blessed you with that job, but I ain't asked you to forget who I was. I blessed you with that new house, but I didn't ask you to forget who I was. I blessed you with that new car, but I didn't ask you to forget who I was. I blessed you with that new promotion, but then I didn't ask you to forget who I was. I put you in this position so you can actually praise me more and start to understand that not only are you supposed to pray for the things that's coming your way, but pray for the things that I have already given you. Pray for the things that I have already given you. You so busy worrying about being blessed all over again, you don't even understand I have already blessed you, and you got to start to thank me for the things I've already brought to you. What I had to understand, I said, let me start to pray for the things that I have already prayed for, that he has already given me. See, one thing I had to understand was I had to have that humbling experience of me being sat down once again and being isolated by myself because I did not understand who God was. I just thought that he was a blesser while he was giving me the blessing. And I thought that was it. God said, don't use me. Don't use me to try to just to pray for your financial breakthrough. Don't use me to try to just bring all these blessings into your life and you forget who I am. What I had to understand was I was hindering myself. I was hindering myself. Hindering myself, putting myself in these situations. Causing myself more pain, putting myself through all the fire, putting myself through all these binded situations, not even realizing that I got to start to thank him for what he's already given me. How many of y'all that actually just sat in your house and been like, God, I thank you. Just thank you for what in spite of what you're going through. You might be going through something right now. I know somebody on this live is going through something financially. You're going through whatever you're going through with your job. You're going through whatever you're going through with your family. But how many of y'all has actually sat down and been like, you know what, God, thank you for all that you have given me thus far. Thank you for all that you have given me thus far. Thank you for all that you have blessed me with thus far. Even though I might not understand it, I know that you are giving me something that I probably won't understand now. But I know that everything that's going on in my life, it has a purpose. It's a reason why my bank is overdrawn. It's a reason why I ran behind on that bill. It's a reason why my car is broken down. It's a reason why I am in this situation. It's a reason why it has a purpose. It's not because you're trying to hurt me. One thing I had to understand was I was so busy trying to beat myself up about me not being in a position. But one thing I had to understand was I was in that position was because I took my eyes off God and I was so busy trying to please other people. When I started to understand that I cannot please man, I never lost again. See, when you always in a position to always make everybody else happy or try to impress everybody else, you're not doing nothing but putting yourself in a binded situation when it come down to your finances, when it come down to your blessings, when it come down to the things that you need to do for you. When you take your eyes off God, that's when you start to have all these problems. Because, see, I got so caught up in my relationship because I was so busy trying to be the picture perfect for other people and trying to prove people wrong. That's what made me stay so long. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. I stayed in my last relationship because I was so busy trying to prove people wrong when really I had no point to prove. Because, see, one thing about it and two things for sure. People gonna think what they want to think. They gonna talk about you. They gonna say what they want to say. But at the very end of the day, you got to be the one to take control. A lot of y'all don't even understand that you have the remote control in your hand right now. You giving so many people so much control over your life and what you doing and why you doing what you doing. You're not even realizing that you're placing the remote control in other people's hands. And I know a lot of y'all in here know what I mean. A lot of y'all like to control the TV. And what I mean by that is you have the wrong placement when it comes down to you passing the remote control along to people. That ain't their TV to control. It's yours. Stop passing your remote down to folks. One thing I had to understand was I was so busy passing my remote down to folks. My mind was everywhere. Talking about my mind was all over the place because I was so busy trying to be a picture perfect person, or I was trying to paint this picture that it was something that it wasn't. My picture was so fictional that I started to believe that everything that I went through with this man, I deserved it. Everything I put myself through with these narcissistic relationships in my life, I felt like I deserved it because everybody had control of the remote and I did not have the control over my own life. So I lost a lot of stuff. Lost a lot of stuff, gained so much pain and so much trauma, so much chaos. That's why when I do stuff now with intentions, I had to stop. I had to erase that pain out of my head because I wasn't doing nothing but causing myself to relive what I've already gone through. A lot of y'all have been in so much chaos in your life. You have dealt with so much chaos. You don't even understand the reason you have dealt with the chaos is because that's all you know. So when you're not dealing with chaos, you feel like you're bored or you feel like you're lonely. A lot of y'all women on this live know what I'm talking about. You have been your life has been so chaotic and so traumatic that every time you by yourself in some peace and quiet, you feel like you bored or it's something wrong. It ain't nothing wrong, baby. You just have knocked that peace door. That's all. You just have knocked that peace door. A lot of times when you lonely and you by yourself, that means you gotta have those. That's a time when you gotta start to have the most conversations. When loneliness pop into your head and you be like, dang, I gotta have a body right here next to me, or I gotta have somebody next to me, or I gotta have a conversation. That's when you gotta start to talk to yourself a little bit more, because it means it's something that you gotta figure out about you. What I didn't understand was I couldn't figure out nothing about me because I was so busy trying to find and cope and trying to find a scapegoat to my loneliness, not even understanding that I was causing myself to have more problems. I was one of those people that constantly ran back to my ex, even though he was a narcissist, and I always knew that he was. I always ran back because I was scared of being by myself. I was scared of being lonely. I didn't understand my purpose. I didn't understand who I was. So guess what? I was causing myself to go into these chaotic cycles. And a lot of times we don't understand we got to break the cycles before it break us. The more you sit around and cause all of these cycles, have you ever asked yourself, how many times is somebody going to come and save me from this? How many times is somebody gonna come and coddle me or come and hold me when I'm going through my episode? Nobody. You got to go through that by yourself. So actually, I need for each and every one of y'all on this live to understand the more cycles that you create, the more you got to clean up. Let me say that again. The more cycles that you create, the more you got to clean up. So as you going out here creating all of these cycles with your exes, going back and forth to this relationship that you know ain't for you, you got to be the one to clean it up at the end of the day. What I had to realize, and when I understood I said, you know what? I said, I'm going back to this relationship, but I'm the only one that's sitting at home crying. What's up, Trina? I'm the only one that's sitting at home crying. I'm the only one that's sitting at home trying to clean up my emotions, trying to get myself together again. Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall, and he had a great fall, too. Because when I tell you I was sitting at home by myself, crying myself to sleep, rocking myself to sleep, trying to figure out why I couldn't do what I needed to do for me, or what, nuh-uh. I had to stop putting myself in those situations, because what I had to do is I had to understand this right here. I had to understand this right here. What I had to understand? I had to understand that I had to understand how to adjust my life with their absence than to accommodate my life with their disrespect. Woo! That one right there. That one right there. That one right. Let me say that again. I had to understand that I had to adjust my life with their absence than to accommodate my life with their disrespect. So when you constantly put yourself in the positions to accommodate their disrespect, the more cycles you create. And you got to be the one to clean that up. But the more you sit at home breaking these cycles, you will understand that dealing with their absence is temporary. But when you always create cycles, they got some longevity in it. So you got to be careful. You got to be careful. You got to be careful. Let me say that again for the people in the back. I need for y'all to write this one down. I need for y'all to write this one down. Ladies and gentlemen, please write this one down right here. I'm going to say it one more time for the people in the back. And if you are typing it, type it in the comments so we can pin it in the chat. What I'm going to say is, I'm going to say this one more time so y'all can hear what I said. I said this right here, and I want y'all to listen to me clearly. Keep tapping the screen. I said this right here. I said I would much rather adjust my life with their absence than to accommodate my life with their disrespect. So what I mean by that is, you allowing somebody to constantly disrespect you. You're not doing nothing but creating more toxic cycles that you got to clean up at the end of the day. When you could just get up and walk away and understand that your worth is more than what they can buy. Don't let that go over y'all head now. Don't let that go over y'all head, because I know y'all sitting here like, what she just said? I just said what I said. Don't let that go over y'all head. What I had to understand was that right there. As a grown woman, we have to start to understand that a lot of stuff about our life, not even as a grown woman, but men too, understand that you have to control it. You have to control it. A lot of times you have to stop putting yourself in these situations to where you always have these excuses. Yeah, you might have kids with them, but why would you want your kids to be around narcissistic behavior that has caused harm to you? See, those things ain't doing nothing but teaching your children narcissistic and manipulation tactics. You feel what I'm saying? A lot of y'all don't even look at it that way, but that's the truth. A lot of people don't even understand that your children are way more absorbent to what goes on in your relationships and the things that you deal with. A lot of kids are way more smarter. You want to know why? Because they have way more resources. Social media right now, let me tell you something, are a resource to a lot of our children. So a lot of our children are picking up on what's happening and what's going on in our households and in our relationships. I'm just going to be real with you. So the more you constantly make that excuse as to, oh, what if you share a child with them? Why would you want your child to be around a grand manipulator? And you know for a fact they done manipulated you. So what make you think they can't mastermind a child? Have any of y'all ever thought about that? Y'all ain't never thought about that? Let me say that again. If they could manipulate you and be narcissistic towards you, what make you think they can be a mastermind to be a narcissistic and manipulate a child? Just saying. I'm just saying. I sometimes when people ask me that question, I still be trying to figure out what do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Why would you want your children to be around something, even though you share kids with them? Yeah, you have to understand that a lot of times they're not doing nothing but drawing your kids to be attacked by the demonic spirits too. Why you think your children are acting up in school? Why you think your children are acting a certain way and rebelling against you? Why do you think... I ain't about to open up that can of worms with y'all. I'm about to go over here. I'm about to stay over here and mind my business. over here and mind my business. I'm just saying. Like let's be honest. What I started to what I started to understand was, at the end of the day, we got to start to wake up and smell the coffee. A lot of us don't like to wake up and smell the coffee because we don't want to face the reality. The reality of the things that we go through. The reality of the things that we go through, you have to understand a lot of times it's because we have caused it. That's taking accountability. That's step one of healing from that situation or whatever it is that you dealt with. Step two is understanding and identifying the behavior. Understanding and identifying the behavior. Understand that a lot of stuff that you have dealt with was because of who you were. A lot of people that manipulate you and try to be narcissistic towards you is because of who you are. A lot of times they cannot control you when you are tapped into your higher self. When you are tapped into your higher self spiritually and mentally, can't nobody touch you, baby. Can't nobody touch you when you are who you are and you are fully and 100% operating in your spirituality and knowing your worth. Can't nobody touch you. I'm just going to be real with you, man, male or female. It don't matter who you are. I'm talking to everybody right now. Can't nobody touch you when you operate in your whole 100% self wholeheartedly. Let me tell y'all something. I got some people right now that I already know not to ever talk to me ever again. You want to know why? Because let me tell you, once people cross you, you have to make them stand on that decision. Once people cross you, you have to make them stand on that decision. They do you wrong. They do all these things to you. They talk about you. They throw you up under the bus, whatever it may be. Make them stand on what they say and make them mean what they say. What I had to understand was this right here. The more I constantly allowed people to come into my life after they apologized and they kept on doing the same behavior, I was nothing but a revolving door. Y'all know how them revolving doors is at them hotels and big nice hotels, and you gotta, yeah. So what I had to do was I had to turn off the revolving door and make people come in manually so I can control who come in and out of my life. Let me say that again for the people in the back. I said I had to turn off the revolving door and make people use the manual door so I can see who coming in and out of my life. Because see, when you doing a revolving door, people coming and going so fast, you can't keep up with it. But when they using a manual door, then you can control and you can see who coming in and walking out. You can see who all trying to get in, where they, you know what I'm saying? Make them use that manual door. So that way you can control when they gonna get up and leave. That's one thing about me. I had to take my power back. I had to take my power back. I had to understand who I was as a person, not even as a woman. I had to understand who I was as a human being. So a lot of times I had to be okay with monitoring that door like a security guard, because I had to understand that a lot of stuff that people were doing to me was because I was allowing it. The reason why I had people in my life that were still treating me wrong was because I allowed it. The reason why I had these unnecessary relationships was because I allowed it. So now I had to understand that it's time for me to turn off this revolving door and start to take advantage of this manual door that God gave me. And that's called your intuition. Yeah, that manual door that I'm talking about, that's called your intuition and your discernment. That's called your intuition and your discernment. Don't let that go over your head. Because when you got a manual door and you're securing that manual door, guess what? You're going to know when a person ain't for you. You're going to know when they have those ill intentions towards you. You're going to know when they're not operating correctly. You're going to know when they are not doing anything right in your life. When you're going to know what their intentions are, because God has blessed you with discernment. So you can go ahead and put them out before they even get in. You can go ahead and put them out before they even get in too deep. Baby, I ain't got time to sit around and wonder why you over here. I ain't got time to figure out why you, what motives or what intentions you have. I don't have time for that. What I had to understand was this right here. You either going to be here with no intentions or you going to be out the door. Thank you for the gifts. I see y'all. You're going to be out the door. Y'all better start. Listen, y'all better start taking your power back, right? Listen, some of y'all on here that's on this live right now, I'm talking to each and every one of y'all, and I'm talking to y'all like y'all sister, because I need for y'all to understand that these are the hard conversations that we gotta have. These are the type of people. Let me tell y'all something. Surround yourself with people that's gonna have hard conversations with you, and stop surrounding yourself with people that just gonna coddle you and always gonna condone everything that you do. Surround yourself with people that's gonna have hard conversations with you, instead of condoning you and coddling you. You don't need no friend every time they call you or every time you call them. Hey, well, I need your opinion on this. And they always be like, yeah, girl, you right. A lot of times people only do that because they are afraid of you taking away something that benefits them. I'm just going to be real with you. A lot of times when you have people around you that don't know how to keep it real with you, those are the people that you got to pay close attention to. When they always agreeing with everything you say, they always on the phone at the other end of the phone, like, yeah, you know, you right all the time. Yeah, those are the people you gotta pay attention to, because sometimes they be using you. They be a leech. What y'all learned about them leeches in Pastor Snow live? I know some of y'all was in there when he said sometimes when a leech attached to you, you don't know they hurting you because the attachment to you until it's too late, right? So a lot of times when you on the phone with people and you talking to people, you trying to figure out why every time they agreeing with everything that you say. That's because they know that you are beneficial to them and their livelihood. A lot of times you don't even realize people that condone your wrongdoing all the time, it's because you're doing something for them. Folks who in your life who ain't got nothing to lose, they gonna have these hard conversations with you. And as grown people, these are the type of conversations we need to start to have. Start inviting those conversations. Put yourself in positions to not only make your friends uncomfortable and the people that's around you uncomfortable, but make yourself uncomfortable. Because sometimes we gotta have those hard conversations so we can know the hard truth about what it is. Everybody not gonna keep it real with you because they are scared they're not gonna be able to benefit from you. I'm just gonna be real with you. They're scared. A lot of folks that's in your life ain't gonna tell you, yeah, you wrong. You want to know why? Because they scared that you're going to stop talking to them. You might get them $50 every time they call you. You might do something for them. You might take them to work or something. Who knows? You might be doing something, but you don't even realize that that's what it is. Some folks don't want to lose that on who you are. So they ain't going to be real with you. I'm telling y'all one thing. Go talk to a stranger. Go talk to a stranger. A lot of times we don't like to talk to a stranger because we be so busy trying to be intimidated. But let me tell you something. A stranger going to tell you everything you need to know about your situation. You want to know why? Because they don't know neither sides of the book. They don't know neither sides of the story. A lot of times y'all don't even understand that having a stranger in your life that you can actually talk to or you can ask a question without it being biased or without them knowing both sides, that's going to change your whole perspective of life. But the more you surround yourself with people, the more you surround yourself with people that always coddle you and condone you, you ain't gonna never change. You're gonna stay in that same spot mentally and spiritually. I'm just gonna be real with y'all. Just gonna be honest with y'all. I had to realize that the more I wanted to elevate, I had to start to be okay with allowing strangers. I had to be okay with allowing strangers come into my life and give me nothing but critical advice. Some of y'all don't like to take critical advice from strangers because you think that you think that that's intimidating. Let me tell y'all something. Mika, get out my business. Mind your business. Because, girl, I've been over here sucking this Arby's lemonade. I had the peach strawberry lemonade. It was fine. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Y'all, I listen. Y'all keep on asking who leaving, who leaving, who helping Arby's stay open. Listen, me. Because when I had that fish sandwich today, I'm telling y'all right now, don't ask me no questions because I am the one that's going to be having Arby's open. Because when I tell y'all I went and that strawberry lemonade was so good, somebody was like, Charlie's strawberry lemonade better than them. I was like, nah, this one right here was so smooth and so good. I'm mad I only got a medium. I should have got a large, but you know what? God working on me. But anyway, yeah, you know that's what I'm talking about. Just have a conversation with a stranger one day. I challenge each and every one of y'all to have a conversation with a stranger one day. Somebody who don't know you, don't know your situation, and just start to open up to them. And I guarantee you they're going to give you some advice that you ain't never heard before. They strawberry lemonade is fire. Who? Arby's or Charlie's? They're going to give you some advice that you ain't never heard before. And you're going to be looking around and see, that's what's going to make you evaluate folks around you. When you finally talk to a stranger and they give you some real advice, you're going to be looking around like, now these fools over here told me that I was right. But these strangers over here told me that I was wrong. Now it's time for you to evaluate your circle. Now it's time for you to evaluate your circle now. Because see, these fools over here that told you, oh, everything you did was right. You ain't did nothing wrong, da-da-da. The strangers that told you, oh, no, you was wrong. You, the way you operated with that one right there, that was a little childish. Hard conversations. Hard conversations. Hey, baby. Hard conversations. I'm good. How you doing? Hard conversations, y'all. That's just what it is. Listen, I love each and every one of y'all that's on this live. I might tell you a joke, but I never tell you a lie. Because at the end of the day, these are the conversations that a lot of people like to escape from. You want to know why? Because some narcissistic people in your life they won't never have no conversation with no stranger. You want to know why? Because they don't like to be held accountable. A lot of narcissistic and grand manipulators in your life is not gonna go to therapy. So stop asking them to go to therapy, because that way they're not gonna have no excuse. See, a lot of times people in your life right now that are grand manipulators, they're narcissistic, they don't want to go to therapy because now they don't have no excuse as to why they treat you the way they treat you. I'm just gonna be real with you. Now they ain't got no excuse. What excuse they gonna have? They can't use it on their childhood trauma no more. You going to therapy for that, so you can't use it. You can't use that as an excuse. Y'all, I got so tired of asking my ex to go to therapy, and I had to realize I'm asking a brick wall to move. That's like you asking a brick wall to move. They're not going to change. A lot of times we have to accept the hard facts of people are not going to change unless they want to. And a lot of times we gotta swallow those hard pills and have those hard conversations with ourselves and really talk to ourselves like, dang, okay, so this person ain't going to change because they don't want to. So I gotta decide to get up and walk away. I decided if I'm gonna deal with it or not. I'm just gonna be real with you. Each and every one of y'all on this live right now, you're valuable. Don't let nobody tell you that you're not. Don't let nobody make you feel like you're not. Don't let nobody tell you that you are worthless, because everything about you is priceless. Let me say that again. Don't let nobody make you feel like you're worthless, because everything about you is priceless. Can't nobody put a price on you. Can't nobody put a price on you. Yes, I love ice. Can't nobody put a price on you. What I had to understand was, dang, I'm putting a price on myself by staying here and hindering myself with a person who don't even understand my value. Some of these folks ain't even supposed to sit down at the table with you, but you let people get so close to you that now you don't got no choice but to feed them. See, when you start to feed a stray cat, it's gonna be hard for you to get rid of that stray cat. Let me say that again. When you start to feed a stray cat, it's going to be hard for you to get rid of that stray cat. So guess what? When they sit down at your table, it's going to be too late. Now you're going to have to be strategic about how you're going to get these people out of your life, or how you're going to get this person out of your life. Because you already done fed them the love and the energy. They already know what it feels like to be loved by you. So now it's going to be even harder for you to cut them off when they wasn't even supposed to have a seat anyway. Listen. What I know now, I don't add chairs to the table until I evaluate, until I observe. Because now you ain't got no choice but to stand up and allow me to evaluate who you are. See, when you make folks comfortable before it's time, and you give them a seat and you let them have a seat, some folks get way too comfortable too quick. Some folks get way too comfortable too quick. Baby, if you got your seats at your table, go ahead and pull them out right now. Because, baby, I got to evaluate you. I don't care how long it take you, 90 days, 60 to 90 days, 30, 60, 90 days, wherever. Set them boundaries right now and understand that the sooner you allow people to be comfortable, the more comfortable they're going to be, even when they're closer to you. Okay? Don't expect nobody to be nothing that they're not showing you who they are in the beginning. Period. Make people uncomfortable out the gate. Make them uncomfortable off rip. Make them uncomfortable off rip so you can see their true colors early. What I had to understand was this right here. When I set boundaries with folks, thank you for the roses. I see y'all. Thank y'all for the gifts. When I started to set boundaries with people out the gate, baby, let me tell you something. They got real uncomfortable, and that showed me, and that also showed them that I'm nothing to be played with. You can't come over here and play with me. You can't come over here and lay up with me and think that you're gonna be No. You can't come over here and just sit down and just think that I'm supposed to be the one that's cooking the meals every day. I'm going to need for you to stand up. Let me evaluate you. Let me see what you got going on. And let me see what is going before you even get too comfortable. I'm just saying. Thank y'all for the subscriptions. I see y'all. When somebody shows you who they are in the beginning, believe them. And that's what I said. Like, I'm just to the point now where I am learning how to understand that part right there. When people show you who they are in the first time, believe them. Don't sit around waiting on nobody to change. Don't sit around and wait on nobody. Let me tell y'all something, because grown folks do what grown folks want to do. I'm just gonna be real with you. So that means that if they don't want to love you properly out the gate, that's because they don't want to. A lot of times we allow people's past to be an excuse as to why they can't love us properly. Baby, I am not her. I ain't her. I ain't did nothing to you. Fellas, the same thing with you. You ain't did nothing to them women for them to treat you the way that they treating you. Stop signing up for things that you did not break. Stop trying to fix stuff that you did not break. You did not sign up for that heartbreak. You did not sign up for that person for you to put them back together again. That is not your job. What I had to understand was, baby, I cannot sit around and fix no grown person. Because at the very end of the day, if you out here dating and you out here looking for somebody to marry, then that means you should already be healed, right? So that means that I shouldn't have to come in with no problems. I shouldn't have to come in trying to fix nothing that I didn't break. What I had to understand was that right there. The more people make you fix something that you didn't break, the longer that you gonna stay. Let me say that again. The more people make you fix something that you didn't break, the longer you gonna stay. Let me say that one more time for the people in the back. Lord have mercy. I said, the longer you stay to fix something you ain't break. No. The more you stay and you fix something you didn't break, the longer you gonna stay. For real. That's something that I had to figure out. Because I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm sitting over here trying to fix something I ain't even break. He up here talking about his childhood trauma. He need to be going to talk to his mama and his daddy about that. They ain't got nothing to do with me. They ain't got nothing to do with me. Fellas, the same thing with you. She talking about her last heartbreak, baby. You got to go to a therapist. Or go get back with your ex. Because I ain't got time to be sitting over here trying to fix something I didn't break. It's nothing for you to do. If a person is not internally fixed before they get to you, it ain't nothing that you can do. Stop sitting around waiting on them to live up to their potential that you see in them, okay? And save yourself the heartbreak and the headache. That's one thing I had to do. I was like, you know what? I gotta stop trying to fix people. When I told you that I don't expect nothing less of communication when it comes down to you, I'm not about to sit around and keep on talking to no grown person. Well, y'all hear what I'm saying. But anyway, like I was saying, like I ain't about to be sitting around talking to no grown person. I'm just sorry. Listen, if you ain't got the traits that I'm looking for in a relationship or a friendship, baby, you can't stay over here long. I'm telling you right now. Listen. One thing about y'all discernment is y'all got to stop turning the other cheek to it. A lot of y'all be turning the other cheek to y'all discernment and y'all intuition. And y'all better start to live up to that intuition and that discernment. It's a reason why you were blessed with it. It's a reason why you got it. It's a reason why you went through what you went through so you can seek the red flags early. Okay? It's a reason why. What I had to understand was I had to stop putting myself in situations where I questioned myself. I was questioning myself because I was so busy trying to paint a picture of somebody that they didn't even see themselves. I wanted this man to love God all day long, but guess what? If he didn't have the capacity or the ability to know who God was for himself, it ain't nothing that I can do. I can buy him a Bible all day long, but if he don't open it, that's not my problem. That's not my problem. Until people actually have their own encounter with God, it ain't nothing you can do. You can give them scriptures all day long. Baby, they ain't gonna know nothing you talking about. They ain't gonna know what angle you coming from. Some folks get offended if they have not had an encounter with God, and I had to stop putting myself in those situations because you want to know why? God is my number one. And baby, if I can't have a conversation with you about God without you being uncomfortable, you can't be around me. And a lot of times we got to have those hard conversations with ourselves because 9 times out of 10, the narcissistic people that we're in relationships with are those people. You talk about God, they get uncomfortable. You talk about how God has blessed you, they get uncomfortable. Nah, that wasn't God. That was just, you just made the money. Huh? See, now I got to cut you off for real now. A lot of times I had to understand that God can't be number one in my life. And not number one in my significant other life. Because we not going to be equally yoked. A lot of times we don't even know that we sleeping with the enemy. A lot of times we don't even know that we're friends with the enemy. A lot of times we don't even know. Let me tell y'all something. The people that we are around, you don't even need enemies for real. You don't even need enemies for real. when you got people like that that's closest to you. Just saying. I'm just being real. You don't need enemies no more. When you have people around me that pray on your connection that you have with God, I'm just gonna be real with you. A lot of people are praying on your connection with God. And a lot of times you don't even realize that they talk you out of doing a lot of stuff that you used to do. They talk you out of going to church. They talk you out of reading the Bible. They talk you out of talking about God. Baby, listen, it ain't nothing you can do to stop me from talking about God. I'm just going to remove myself from you wholeheartedly. Because one thing about it and two things for sure. My gospel music, my gospel music going to be blasting through my house. I'm sorry. I'm going to be blasting my gospel music through my house. I'm gonna be walking around singing my songs. Every time I get in the car, if I want to pray or if I want to play my gospel music, that's what I'm gonna do. You're gonna have to get out the car, go drive your own car. Sometimes you gotta set those boundaries with people. Cause like I said, when you start to set boundaries with people and you make them uncomfortable, they're gonna weed themselves out. See, save yourself the hard work of trying to figure out what their motive is, or try to figure out what their intentions are. Save yourself the heartache and the headache. Let people weed themselves out by you just being you. Let me say that again. Let people weed themselves out by you just being you. Don't stop what you're doing. Don't stop loving God. Don't stop being a vessel for God. Don't stop doing none of that. Do you hear me? Let people weed themselves out on their own. Because what I had to understand was I was putting way too much work in these unnecessary relationships and friendships. And I could have just let people weed themselves out. I got some people, I ain't gonna lie to you. I got some people right now that don't even look my way to speak to me ever again. I forgive people for me. I don't forgive people for them. One thing about me is, baby, you can say you love me all day long. But let me tell y'all something. Because now I'm about to switch up gears for a minute because I got something to say. What I had to understand was even our best of friendships are also energy vampires, right? So what I mean by that is when you always a person that always got to be the one to pick up the phone. Every time you call them, you check on them, and they always make it about them. And then every time you try to talk about yourself, they don't want to talk to you about it. Baby, those are the people that got to go. Those are the first people that got to go. Because anytime you need to be there for them, they want you to be there for them, but they can't never be there for you. I got so tired of that. Y'all, it was this one friendship that I had. Y'all, every time I called this girl, she would never ask me how I was doing. Everything was always about her. Hey, can you help me with this? Hey, can you give me your opinion or give me your advice on this? And I'm like, okay. Every time I started to talk about me, we switch up the gears to talk about myself. Let me tell you something. Y'all know what she did? She changed the subject. She changed the subject. Quick. Oh, I'm going to call you back. Y'all, I'm still waiting on a phone call. That was 2 years ago. I'm still waiting on my phone call. See, what y'all got to understand is grown people do what grown people want to do. They want to post on Facebook, but they know they owe you a phone call. Let them post on Facebook, but they ain't going to be your friend no more. Go ahead and block them. One thing I had to understand was that right there. Stop allowing people to have the audacity to disrespect you in your face. They don't want to call. If they don't call you back, that's because they don't want to. If they've been on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, whatever y'all do all day long, it's because they want to. They want to do that. They seen you text, they seen you call. It shouldn't be no reason why, if somebody truly want to talk to you and truly want to be around you, it shouldn't be no reason why they have the audacity, and you're their friend on all these social media sites. They have the audacity to not call you back but post on Facebook. Baby, I'm about to block you so fast. People be always talking about, oh, life be life, and people be having stuff going on. Yeah, but you also can post on social media too. And if you seen my phone call, then that means you just didn't want to call me back. See, a lot of y'all got to start to understand. We are living in our last days. What if you call somebody back too late? What if you call somebody back and you don't hear from them no more? I'm just being real. I ain't got time for that. I don't want nobody who don't have no sense of urgency when it come down to me. But they want you to have a sense of urgency when it come down to them. Y'all feel what I'm saying? Nah, I ain't got time for that, baby. I ain't got time for that. I'm good. See, one thing I had to understand was this right here. People that uses you want you to have all this sense of urgency in the world. They want you to run like Speedy Gonzalez. But as soon as it's time for them to do something for you, baby, they walking around and dragging their feet, moving like a snail. And a lot of y'all got to start to evaluate that behavior. Start to evaluate that behavior, y'all. And stop being so naive. You don't need these people in your life. You don't need people in your life that's gonna drag their feet. I don't want people in my life that's gonna drag their feet when it comes down to doing something for me. Because that means you don't really want to. You don't really want to do it. That's one thing I had to understand. Anyway, my first leg of the day is done, y'all. I'm about to get off here. If y'all don't follow me, make sure y'all follow me. Thank you everybody for pouring into me today. I read some of the comments. Everybody that subscribed, I really appreciate you. If you're not in my group chats or my networking groups, y'all please go over there and join my networking groups. Because let me tell you something. What I do on social media or on TikTok, I also do it in all of my groups because I'm very, very hands-on. So if you go to my link tree in my bio right here on TikTok, y'all make sure y'all go and join the Network of Champion group. Please go join that group. It's free. You don't have to pay for it, y'all. Also, too, I dropped my tickets tonight for my meet and greet. So when I come back on tonight at 8:30, I'm going to be dropping my tickets. So y'all be on standby. My tickets are $75, y'all. If you already purchased the tickets, don't worry. If you already purchased the ticket before, don't worry about it. I got something for y'all. If you purchased it before now, I got something for y'all. So listen. If you are going to purchase a ticket tonight, please be on the live because I have something special. The meet and greet is going to be April 29th, and I am going to have something special for people who are going to come to the meet and greet on April 29th. It's going to take place in Atlanta, Georgia. Please make sure you're going to be in the building because I'm telling y'all right now, how I am on live is not what you're going to get in person. You're going to get, listen, what you're going to get in person is going to be this times 1,000, okay? So I'm coming back on live and I'm dropping my tickets tonight. Once we sell out those tickets, I'm not going to post no more because I want this to be a more intimate event. I want everybody to have an interaction with me on April 29th in Atlanta, Georgia. So if you're in the Atlanta, Georgia area or wherever you are, please come out. It's going to be a good time. I'm going to have some surprise guests in the building. It's going to be so fun, y'all. And I want everybody to be involved. I want everybody to be there. So, like I said, once we sell out these tickets, I'm not going to add any more. My team, they probably going to add a couple more, but you just got to be in the room at 8:30. All right? So, listen. If you are willing or you looking to buy a ticket tonight, okay? Y'all make sure y'all on the live at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. Because I am going to drop them tonight at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. Once they sell out, baby, that's it. Once they sell out, baby, that's it. I say I'm not going to add no more, but my team probably, they might add 15 more. I don't know. Y'all gotta talk to Mika and Tish. What time you coming back? 8:30 Eastern time. So y'all make sure y'all got y'all notifications on. If you're not in the group, y'all better go over there and join the group because that's where I'm going to drop the tickets first. I'm dropping the tickets first over there in my group, in my networking group. So if you're not in my networking group, which is free, y'all better go over there right now and join the networking group because I'm dropping the link in there first before I even get on live. So if y'all want y'all tickets first, y'all better go over there and join my group, my networking group. It's free. So I'll be back at 8:30 Central. I mean, not Central time, but Eastern time. So y'all make sure y'all on standby. I love each and every one of y'all. Make sure that y'all please turn on your notifications. Everybody that showed me some love today with the gifts, I love you. I love you. I love you. Everybody that subscribed today, I love you. I love you. I love you. Thank you so much. I am going to be back Eastern time today. Listen, Eastern time tonight, 8 p.m. I am going to drop my tickets in my networking group first. They're going to have first dibs. So however many they sell, however many I sell in my networking group, I think it's almost 100 people over there. So if y'all, listen, I'm only dropping 95 tickets. I'm only dropping 95. It's 100 people over there. So if y'all want a ticket, y'all better go over there, hit the link in my bio. It's called Network of Champions. You're going to hit the link tree in my bio on TikTok. Go to my page, hit my picture. It's gonna be Linktree, and there's gonna be network of champions. Go over there and join the group. It's free. Once I drop these tickets, it's 100 people over there now. I only got 95 on sale. So if y'all listen, I might drop some more. I might drop some more. I might do some more. I don't know yet, but y'all make sure y'all go over there and join that network of champion group. Please, y'all make sure y'all do that. Okay. I love y'all. I'll be back in about 2 more hours Eastern time. So make sure y'all got y'all notifications on. I'll be back. Love y'all. Y'all have a great evening. If you at work, at school, wherever you are, y'all be safe. Be careful. Listen. Make sure that you are intentional. Okay? Make sure that you're intentional. All right? I love y'all. Be back. Bye.